Hey guys, how are you? It's August the 14th, 2019. It's a Wednesday. I just realized too that even though small time people do this now, to use me as a piñata with noise and movement and everything, I think it's an elite sport. I think the elites are doing it's kind of like hunting season for them to have fun and stress someone out and hunt them. That's what I think this is. It's kind of like a upscale luxurious sort of way of abusing a citizen that they pick on, that they don't like, that has qualities that they don't, and it's hunting season. You're being used as a piñata. So it's an elite sport. I'm gonna call it the elites piñata festival. The Elites Piñata Festival of teasing and abusing and torturing a person, just like you see in the Hunger Games and all those movies out there. It's like an elite sport. Because I see them join in sometimes when they see it happening. They don't do the hard work. I see a lot of, upscale ones come in and just do a little bit of ticking here and there. It's kind of like they want to do this on their time off, to lock a person into a submission and just tease them. As you know, back in the days, a couple hundred years ago, they used to kidnap in Europe a lot of little kids. It was an era that this was going on a lot in Europe, and most of them were labeled as saints after they died, those little kids. They kidnap them from their homes, and they tie them up on a table and sit around them all night, going in circles like a ritual and pinning needles into them and bleeding them to death. So they had to find a new way because they almost got caught. They got caught a lot of times, and a lot of them were kicked out of Europe from one country to another, these Satanists. And what happened after that is they realized, you know what, we can't do this physically to let out our sickness into the society. So let's do it covertly. Let's do it psychologically and emotionally. It's better. Make the people suffer instead of doing it physically. That kind of ritualistic, it's a sport. So this is what this is. It's hunting season. The establishments like hospitals and everything, they're the guys who donate millions and millions of dollars to them. So they pretty much run the government that way. The president of this hospital is not the one who's making the decisions because they donate so much money. If he goes against them, they'll stop the donation, he'll get fired. So this is how this works. These elites that finance everything, pretty much all these establishments can get away with doing something like this because pretty much it goes off. It's everything goes on pause when you get there. It becomes hunting season for the microchipped guy. That's the reason why they microchip you. And now, because they can hear what I'm saying, obviously see through and, to have everything tapped, they get cars to honk to distract me because I'm telling you the truth. It's a sport, guys. So in the meantime, they get these small people to do the hard work, to keep him on a leash, to make sure he's nice, very well cooked for them. So when they come in, and it's hunting season, just like you see in those movies. This movie that was supposed to be released by Hollywood, and they took it back to the studio just recently. It's called The Hunt, where they have people with those things around their mouth. That means you can't talk. The leather straps on their mouth, and they're running away in the forest and they're hunting them. They're doing this to us now. They've been doing it for 20 years, but they're doing it covertly, psychologically and emotionally. They're not doing it physically because there's laws and rules, so they can't break them that way. They have to go around them. They're the ones who invented them in order to be able to do this. So it's hunting season worldwide for whoever person is smarter than them and braver than them and has the talent to take them out of their seat. Not that he wants to, but because the world's upside down. If a person is born with the right genealogy, who's got everything better than them, that can, automatically regulate it with his wit and decency, they will strap him into this game by microchipping him without his consent behind his back, and it's hunting season. You'll be surrounded with this machine around you to really work you in and tire you, noise and movement and everything, and you'll become pretty much the hunted. And they will join in once in a while. It's a sport. And it's to keep you on a leash, and it's a way to improve the economy of certain countries by employing all these people that are incompetent. They are the real deplorables. They're the outcasts in societies back in the days where nobody wanted to be around them. They're lazy, they don't like to work, they steal, they do drugs. So these are the people that they're empowering to pretty much keep this farm going constantly by pacing, showing up, and talking loud. It's basic things that a dumbass can do. So they do those things, they get paid for it, they get backed up by the elites, and they survive and breed and bring more of them. They could use so many of them, it's easy. Tons and tons. Because each one of them has to do such a small job. It's a little tick, 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 and they're gone, and then somebody else replaces them. So any moron can do this. Pretty much they maintain the farm for them. And that's about it, guys. This is what this is. I was unfortunately strapped into it, not because I'm stupid, but because I was raised in a family from youth as an orphan, not to notice the difference when it was done to me. I was prepped slowly into noise and not being treated well emotionally and psychologically when I was a kid. So when I get introduced to this through the microchip, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference right away and take off. That's about it. It's a very simple thing. They've been planning on this for a long time. That's why countries where they say services, now they're not manufacturing anymore, they have to do this in order to employ the people. A lot of people around that don't do anything. They're all on welfare. So they put them to work this way, they improve the economy this way, and you end up being used as a piñata. They're not hitting you with a bat, but they're hitting you with pacing, noise, and constant movement, and psychological warfare. Your brain, your soul becomes the piñata. And it's a big festival. It's a piñata festival. That's what it is. It's a ritual. That's why you see them going around you in cars and walking. It's like a ritual. They're going around. Every one of them is throwing a needle. Coughing, talking, pacing. Those are needles. And that's it. It's a piñata festival. And they do it in certain establishments for you not to be able to tell the difference. When you're young and gullible, if you're raised with this, you won't calculate and question your environment. Why would you if it's all you know? And if you've never been treated better, why would you question it? Until you wake up and start to ask questions, then you realize you live in hell. That's why you've been feeling like shit all your life and you were unhappy and dysfunctional. That's about it, guys. Every video that I make for you, I get closer and closer to and now I've been coming here every day. I have an appointment. I think next week they're going to call me to do a test with an ophthalmologist. We both know what kind of ophthalmologist they're going to put in there. But I have my tactics to benefit out of that session. You know what I mean? Somehow, some way. It's going to be a small benefit, but I will pile them up and we'll make a big brick one day. So that's what it is. That's what it is, pretty much. You are being used as a piñata. It's a sport. And it improves the economy. It employs all these people that are completely useless. And it eliminates threats. Guys like us that are talented and decent with God and society, don't break any laws, move forward and build and stimulate other people to join them, to create unity in society and love. And they don't want that, because that'll ruin their whole plan of creating a bunch of farms around the world that they can practice their sport, which is called spit, cough, psychological warfare, pace, and talk the piñata to death. Man, I hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what it is. So when I come into this hospital, you wonder, well, he's going there every day. And every place he goes into, it has to go on pause. It's not a place of function anymore. It's fake patients, fake doctors, fake sittings. Well, what about the function of that hospital for that entire day? What do they do? Guys, they send them home. They rent out the place for them to practice their ritualistic piñata festival on me. When I come here. If I go somewhere else, the same thing happens. They track you, they prep everything because of your microchip, and then they go, ooh, here comes the piñata. Let's discuss it, spit it, deprive it, sexually tease it, talk it to death, and pace it to death. That's exactly what this is. So, Freemasonry, they recruit the bottom Freemasons to do the dirty work for them, which is this one. Build up the piñata, weaken it until it's paper thin, and then they come in and spit at it, and then the piñata will explode. Through the process, they've improved the economy because they don't manufacture anything anymore, especially in a place like Toronto. What does it do? Nothing. Maple syrup and friggin' strawberry, not even. That's outside of Toronto where they get that. And they have to employ all these people that are lazy, drug addicts, don't do anything. That's pretty much it, guys. We hit the nail on the head today. So Sunnybrook Hospital, this is the third time I come in here. They had to put everything on pause. Every place I get into goes on pause, and to turn it into a piñata festival. And here we are. Let's see how we can get things done. I'm gonna get my I went to reconstructive surgery for my teeth for what they've done to them. See if I can work something out. And I got my lower back pinched nerve. We're gonna have to do an MRI. So there's a couple things I want to accomplish by coming here. Hopefully I'll get those appointments soon, and I can resolve my situation through real doctors and not Piñata Festival normal people masquerading as doctors and nurses and patients. Bada bing, bada boom. Period. I will see you guys around.